Okay, sorry about that. I don't think it worked. I tried to keep it um, all in one video, so I'm gonna have to do this as the second section. So let's start with a new one. We have y is greater than x. When we don't have initial point, well, y is by itself, so that means that it's in slope-intercept form. If we don't have an initial point or a constant number, that means that we're adding 0. That's our initial point. And we don't have a slope, that means that it's going to be 1 over 1. My initial point at 0 is in the origin, and then it rises 1, it runs 1. So rise, run, rise, run. And so you can see the pattern that it goes from corner to corner, and you can also go back the same way. Okay. Now, if you want to understand how you go down here, having 1 over 1 as your rise over run is exactly the same. This is positive, is exactly the same as having -1 over -1, because negative divided by negative is positive. Okay, and so you go down 1, you go 1 to the left, down 1, 1 to the left. Okay, that will be your negative, and they're the same. Okay, I look at my inequality symbol. It doesn't have the equal underneath, so this is going to be a broken line. It means that the solutions are not included within this line. This line is excluded from the solutions. Okay, and somebody in class said, if it's on the right hand, then the shading goes on top. If it goes on the left hand, is less than, it goes under the line, below the line. Okay, so since this goes on the right hand, the shade will go up above. So I'm gonna shade in here, all of this area right here. So all of these are included as part of the solutions, except where the line is, because it's a broken line. Notice how I put it very lightly, and that's because I want to see where the two shades will intersect. Okay. For the second one, y is not by itself, so that's when I'm gonna do the y and x intercepts, los viscos. And so this is x and y, x and y. So if y is 0, that means that that's going to disappear, because -3 times 0 is 0. So it basically disappears. And all I have to do is divide -6 by 2. That's equals to -3. Now when x is 0, that disappears. I divide -6 by -3. That's +2. Now if you want to do the whole work, that's fine. Let me show you in here how you would do it, and I'm going to use a different color. So if y is 0, that means that I have 2x minus 3 times y, which is 0, is less or equal than -6. 2x, -3 times 0 is negative, it's minus 0, is less or equal than -6. 2x minus 0 is 2x, is less or equal than -6. And I divide both sides by 2, so x is less or equal than -3. Again, you're doing exactly the same thing as, you see how this disappears eventually? I just cover it. For the x, you would do the same thing. When x is 0, you cover the x term, but if you want to do the whole work, all you gotta do is replace with 0. Minus 3y is less or equal than -6. 2 times 0 is 0, minus 3y is less or equal than -6. 0 minus 3y is -3y, is less or equal than negative 6. If I'm multiplying, the opposite is to divide. And so y is actually in here, because you're dividing, although it won't affect in the number because all you're doing is finding the intercept. When we divide by a negative, the symbol switches. So it's greater or equal than 2. But again, all I need is just the 2 in there. Okay? So that's how you would have to find it if you want to do the whole work. Otherwise, you can just cover and find the intercepts easily. So I have negative 3, 0, negative 3, 0, 0, 2, 0, 2. I notice that this has the equal symbol, so it's going to be a solid line. And again, I'm trying to match it. If you notice, it's like every 6, like using 6 squares in here. So another 6 right here and right here. Using a solid line. Okay. Now, when it's in standard form, I have to use a testing point. And the one that I like to use is 0, 0. So I'm going to put 2 times 0 minus 3 times y is also 0 is less or equal than negative 6. 2 times 0 is 0 minus 3 times 0 is 0 is less or equal than negative 6. 0 minus 0 is 0 is less or equal than negative 6. Is 0 less or equal than negative 6? For some people, this is confusing. Less means that it should be more to the left. But in reality, the 0 is more towards the right. Okay, so this is not true. This is false. When this point is false, I'm not going to shade under that pink line. Okay, I'm not going to shade on that side of that point because that is a false point. This is not a true solution. So the true solutions are going to be on the other side, which is right here. Okay, if I was to extend this line right here, oof, kind of like that. I'm so sorry. And that means that my shade will be something like this for the blue. If you notice in here, I only have pink in this little section. In here, I only have white. In here, I only have blue. And in here, in this, from here, I have pink and blue. So this is the true solutions, okay? This is just to make it a little bit more clear, or where the two shades meet. Again, excluding the points on the line from here, okay? These will not be part of the solutions either, okay? These are only pink, okay? Because it's all the way over here, the pink, okay? Okay, let's do some more. This time we're gonna have, if you need time, remember to pause it. But this time we have 3 inequalities. And so what I'm gonna do, since you already have the practice of the previous 2 lessons of standard and the slope intercept form, I'm gonna go a little faster so that we can have time for the last one. And so initial point 2, rise over run 1 over 1, rise 1, run 1, rise 1, run 1, okay? Same as if we put negatives on both, okay? Negative divided by negative makes it still positive. So down 1, 1 to the left, down to the left, down to the left, and so on. It doesn't have the equal sign, so it's going to be a broken line. If the y is by itself and is less than, this is my y less than. So I'm going to put my shading in here. Okay, and that's it for the first equation, inequality. For the second one, I noticed that it's in standard form, so I'm going to put my viscous, my 0, 0, and so y is 0, this disappears, so 6 divided by 3 is 2, that's my x-intercept. When x is 0, y will be equals to 6. That's my y-intercept. And so I have 2 for x, 6 for y. The second step is to decide what type of line. So it's going to be broken line again. And my shading will be, since I don't have my y by itself, I'm going to have to do the testing point. Okay? And so it's going to be 3 times 0, right? 3 times 0 plus 0 is less than 6. 0 plus 0 is less than 6. 0 is less than 6. 0 is less than 6. Yes, it is true. That's for this point, so this point is a true answer. So my shade will be on that side of this true point. And so my shading will be in here. Okay, one more line. And I'm going to use green now. Again, this is in standard form, so I'm going to need my intercept. When y is 0, x is 2. When x is 0, y is 2, which is 2, 0, 2, 0 right here, 0, 2 right here, broken line. Maybe I'll put it with black ink in here, and I'll use the green color just to do the shading. Okay, and so I'm gonna use my testing point again. I love 0, 0 because you don't do much work. And replace x is 0 plus y is 0 is greater than 2. 0 plus 0? 0 is greater than 2. 0 is not greater than 2. This is false. That means that this point, the 0, 0, it's a false solution, and therefore any of these points on this side of the green line are false solutions. So the true solutions are on the other side. So that's where I'm going to be doing my shading. And again, I'm going to do it super light because I just want to see where the 3 shades meet. And I can see that there is some blue in here, there is some pink in here, and there is also green in here. In here I only have blue and green, only green and pink. But where I have all 3 shades, it's right here. Because if you notice, the blue, it's right here, including this part. Okay, including this part. And I have pink, all of this section, so including this part. And I have green, all of that side, including this part. So this is where my solutions for all three inequalities are. Okay, somebody call it the triangle of the Bermuda Triangle or something like that. Okay, so el triángulo de las Bermudas. Okay, let's do one more. If you need more time, remember to pause it. And again, if it's true, you shade on where that point is. If it's false, you just go over the line that you just created. Okay, one more, and that's it. Again, we're gonna go a little fast since these are kind of similar to what we saw before. We have the initial point, we have the slope, which is now -1 over 1, 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 etc., etc. And we see the pattern on the other side. It has an equal symbol, so it's going to be solid. Remember that it's solid only if it has the little, I said, think of this as a little pencil. If it has a pencil, then you have more ink for the line. If it has no pencil, that means that you have less ink on the line. Okay, y is less than is on the bottom, below the line. So my shade will be in here. Again, I'm not doing it too strong because I want to do that part once I know where the now 4 shades will meet. Okay. Then we have, let me do pink. Initial point. The rise is -2, the run is 1. So it goes down 2, 1 to the right, 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 2, 1 to the right. Okay. Solid line again, because it has the little pencil in there. And it says also less than again, below. Okay, so including this part below the line. Again, I'm not doing it too strong because we need to figure out where is it that they're gonna meet. All 4 inequalities. Now I'm gonna do green. And so it says y is greater or equal than 0. It means that you're gonna see your y, you're gonna cut it at 0. So this is my 0 for y. Cut my y, come like a samurai. You just slice the y axis at 0. Okay. And because it has the equal, it's a solid line. Now it says that y is greater than, greater is on top. So it's all of this section. But again, the true solutions is where all 3 meet. So far, it's just this part right here. Okay, because it has some blue, it has pink, and it has the green. Now, I'm gonna use yellow, and it says to slice x at 0. So this is my x-axis. I'm gonna slice it. I'm gonna cut it at 0. Okay, and so it's right here. Again, it's solid because it has the equal sign. So that's why if it didn't have the equal sign, I would put a dotted line or broken line. And it says that it's greater than, that x is greater than 0. So all my x's are greater on this side, on the right side. So this will be the shaded region, but where all 4 shades meet, it's here. You can see that there is pink because the pink is all over here. It has some blue because it's below this line, it's the blue. It has green because green goes on top, so it's still here. And the yellow is on this side, so it's still here. Okay, so this is the only section. If you want me to identify, I'll use the black one. This is my yellow line. This is the green one. Right here is the pink, and this is the blue. This section is where all the shades met. Okay, so you have the yellow, you have the blue, as you can see, you have the pink, as you can see, and you have the, which one am I missing? The green. As you can see, it's all on the top. So this section is where all 4 shades meet. Okay, so I know this is a super long video. It's just for you to use it as review, and hopefully this will help you to complete 5.3.